Welcome to another GoldMine 101, our regular series of short presentations giving you hints and tips for getting the most out of GoldMine CRM. And in this session, I'm going to cover a really easy way of printing out address labels. Hello, my name is Tim Wilmot and my company, Wizard Systems. We're a specialist CRM solutions provider who help out mainly small and mid-sized organizations improve their sales productivity, marketing, and customer service through the use of simple and affordable solutions like GoldMine. Now, this presentation will be fairly short, about 10 minutes or so in duration, just really an overview of how to print out labels, not meant to be in-depth training. My company, Wizard Systems, we do offer lots of training options if you want to explore those with us. Now, the audio part of this call is one way only. Your microphone is on mute. If you've got a question, please type that into the question box on your meeting control panel, and I'll do my best to answer that at the end. And also at the end, I will give you an update on some GoldMine product news, the latest version that we've got for you, and answer any of your questions along the way. The call is being recorded as well. You will get a link, those listening live, you will get a link to the recording, normally about a day or so after the event has finished, and it will be posted up on our YouTube channel as well. If you go to YouTube and do a search for Wizard Systems UK, you'll see loads of other GoldMine videos up there highlighting different features of GoldMine that you can play back and share. And there's a playlist there as well. Okay, so let's get started. And just a brief mention about Wizard Systems again. So all we do is CRM. We've been handling the GoldMine product a long time, well over 30 years, and we provide a complete installation service around GoldMine, upgrades, customization, a number of specially selected add-on products as well. And any kind of training that you want, the training can be at your place, our place, or online, and all the ongoing support as well. Okay, easy address label printing in GoldMine. So this uses the address label printing feature, uses the built-in report writer in GoldMine. There are many ways of creating reports and labels from GoldMine, but this is the built-in one that's pretty much been in the product since day one. So you would click on your reports button on your GoldMine toolbar, or you could click on the go to menu and go to reports there. What you will have are a number of types of reports, categories of reports, and under labels and envelopes, there's built in, and there should be on your system, a number of Avery label printouts suitable for use with inkjets or laser printers. Best to use the Avery label format because that is kind of the industry standard. There are other makes out there, of course, and some clones of Avery, but stick with Avery. Now the 7.1 series, 7.160, 7.161, 7.16263, and so on, they tend to be quite popular in the UK and Europe. I'm not sure about other locations around the world, but those seem to be the favored locations suitable for an A4 label sheet. And they will also differ as regards the number of columns and the number of rows. So 7.161 and 6.2, I think, are 3-column labels. 6.3 might be a 2-column label. So depending on the size of text you want, the size of your labels, you can choose the relevant label format. When you want to print out your address labels, just right-click over the selected label format. And if you go to print here, this will allow you to choose the printing and output options. Of course, it will work with a filter or a group. You might have activated that filter already, which I have done here. But you click on the drop down list to see all of the other filters and groups. And of course, if you've got access to it, the filters and groups of other users as well. You can output this to the window or go directly to the printer. Probably safest to go to the window. And when you click OK, you will get shortly afterward, depending on the number of contacts addresses in your filter. If there's many hundreds, you may want to, or you may need to wait a minute or so for it to complete the printing, but you'll get like a little preview there of those selected names. You can alter the sort of these reports as well. You go back to your report, you can right click and you can go to sorts there if you want the labels to come out in a particular sequence. From here, when it's finished printing, you can click on that print button there and you can choose the number of labels to print out. Now, just a word of caution, if this is the first time you've done it or you've bought some fresh labels, it's always a good idea to just check the layout of your labels. Just go through a little sort of calibration exercise. And it's best, rather than use up your expensive label paper, it's best just to use an ordinary plain sheet for this and just print out one of those pages and align it if you can with a proper label sheet just to check that they do align properly. If they don't for any reason and there's a little bit of creep, or as the labels progress down the page, they're sort of going over the section, the division between one label and another, you might need to just sort of tweak the label depth a slight bit, just by a millimeter or so. So you can right click over your label, go to layout, and what you get is something like this. Very simply, you will see there the address fields. It might be a macro. You might see the word address replicated a number of times. Don't worry about that. But you can just click on this little detail section here, and two handles appear top and bottom of that section. What I mean by calibration is just grab that bottom handle and just move it up or down as you feel appropriate, and then save it and then print out another sheet onto plain paper just to make sure they align properly. 9 times out of 10, it will work first time for you, but you never know with some of these labels. If your GoldMine system has been there for some time, somebody might have played around with the format. So just check it first on a single sheet of paper. And that's how easy it is to create address labels from GoldMine. May be popular this time of year if you're still sending out Christmas cards, or you're wanting to send out packages to a group of contacts. A really easy way of printing out professional labels on Avery stationery. So that's a quick run through of that label printing feature. If you've got any questions around this, please feel free to pop in your question on the question section. Looks like I've got a couple of questions. First one from Gabby. Can you print out just one label? I guess you're asking this you're asking about maybe a shipping label or a delivery label, something like that. So GoldMine will work with a number of leading label printers that just print out one label at a time. And yes, that should work. Again, you will need to just try out the templates. You might want to, for that, you might actually want to use the word link with GoldMine to print out a one-off label, a one-off address label, and then adjust the paper size of that template to match the actual dimensions of your label. So that should work. Yeah, just go with any these little tiny address shipping label printers with the larger label size. Patrick, how do you change the font? You just go into the layout and you right click over, where I showed you all of the address fields. You just right click there and you just right click and select the font. It might default to a system font, but just change any font you want. Also, if you are changing the font and the actual font size, you will need to go through that calibration exercise I mentioned again. Wise to check that before you do your live labels. Question from Derek. Are blank address lines automatically removed? Yes, they are. If you use there's a little macro, Derek. That field I showed you on the layout where you've got the address line replicated several times. That is actually one field. It's called a report macro field in GoldMine, and it gathers together all of the address fields, and it will be in a UK format, not US format. So there would be one line after another. I think ending with postcode or country. Yes, so blank address lines are automatically removed. Right, I don't think there's any more questions coming through. Thanks, the three of you, for those. Latest news, as of this recording, December 2022. Just a reminder about GoldMine training. If you have any new people join your company or you want training around maybe reporting or this feature, please let us know. We can advise you on the training package for you. The latest release of GoldMine, we just had one in the last week or so. Go to our GoldMine blog, subscribe to our GoldMine blog. We have done a little mail out on it as well, but the latest release is 2022.4. 4 is the fourth hotfix in the series of 2022 and has a couple of new features. The main feature is actually the ability to, if you're emailing from GoldMine, it will auto save your draft emails rather than you accidentally having a mistake or losing it. There is an auto save option that you can turn off or on in your GoldMine system as you determine, and a number of fixes as well on that. To get these latest releases, you've got to be on a GoldMine maintenance contract. That is normally an annual contract that you have through Wizard Systems and allows you to update these GoldMine releases as they become available from the software authors. And they are fairly easy for you to implement yourself. They will not, GoldMine will not update automatically. You have to access these updates via the portal that we give you access to and apply them to your own GoldMine system. But as long as you're keeping up to date, they're relatively easy to do yourself, and we can provide you complete instructions on doing that as long as you've got a maintenance contract. If you're not on maintenance and you are interested in getting the latest update, which will give you new features to the application and also compatibility improvements with later operating systems and Office applications as well, get on maintenance and we can give you a price on that. There are some special pricing to be had if you've been off for some time. Well, that's it, me done then on address label printing with GoldMine. If you've got any suggestions for future topics of GoldMine, little GoldMine training sessions, please email me. I'm Tim Wilmot, tim@wizard-systems.com. There's our other contact details there, including our YouTube channel as well, Wizard Systems. I think YouTube uses handles now, so at Wizard Systems will be a quick way of getting to our channel. You see, well, hundreds of videos up there on different topics. Thanks very much for attending, and we'll catch up with you on the next event. Thank you.